Hey, 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 scrappy people, it's Traci Reed here today, and this is the first page in my 12-page series of our 3-day vacation. Yeah, you heard that right. At least 12 pages to come in our vacation that only lasted 3 days. But to be fair, it's because I scrapped it in such a way that it has like a themed consistency, I guess you could say. So I'm actually super excited about this series and how these pages are going to come out. They're really fun and I hope you enjoy them too, but be prepared for a lot of vacation photos in the next few weeks. So I am using my travel notes collection that I released last year with Simple Stories. I have not been able to use this collection yet. It's been sitting on my shelf and taunting me, so I'm super excited to be able to use it for this spread. It's very focused on the travel-y portion of a vacation, like with planes and cars and that sort of a thing. So I don't often take a lot of road trippy photos, so I was excited that I had some for the first page of this series. So I have obviously a 9x12 pocket page going, and these photos, what we ended up doing is I often, when we are going to do something super fun, I'm going to tell my kids. I like for things to be a surprise. So what we did was I packed the night before. I planned the vacation, packed the night before without them knowing. I went and rented a car, and then when I picked up the car on Sunday morning, Patrick and I said, basically, get up, let's go, road trip time, and we didn't tell them where we were going. So it was all a huge surprise. They had no idea we were going to go somewhere, and they had no idea where we were going once we got in the car, which is always the super fun part for me. So that first photo is right after we got in the car, and they're all hyped up and excited. And I wanted to use some of these stamps. These are old Gossamer Blue stamps. I wanted to use them right there in that empty space, but learning from experience, I know that this ink does not work well on photos. So what I'm going to do is something similar to my day in the life spread, and I'm going to stamp on this white cardstock, and I am going to cut it out in a half circle instead. So this says, yes, this happened, high five. I stamped it a couple times, just warming up the stamp basically. Cleaned it off. Now I'm going to use my circle punch, and I'm just going to cut it out in a half circle. And I'm going to adhere it right to the top of that photo. Go. Perfect. One of my goals with this spread was to use some of these stamps, so I'm going to use a couple more. I repeated the process again with the stamp that says on the go. Then I'm going to do one more stamp here in a minute. Looking through these 4x6 sticker sheets, seeing what I want to use. Have a lot of little titles here. Icons, just pulling out the stuff that I'll probably end up using. And I have these 2x2 cards as well that I thought about using. First, I'm going to add in this extra stamp that I want. Roughing it up with an eraser first. This one still, even with the eraser, had a little bit of a hard time stamping clearly, so I stamp it a few times and still end up using one that looks sort of distressed. But that's okay. The joy of stamping, right? It's not going to be perfect. So I'm going to cut one of these out and put it on this photo so all of the stamps have a consistent look to them. Pulling off some of these word strips that I might use. I don't think I end up actually using all of the ones that I pull off, but I am adding in some pattern strips as well. I like to layer the patterned strips underneath the word strips. I think it's fun. start adhering things down that I know I want to use, and of course dropping, because that's what I do. I drop all the things all the time. Trim off the top of this. I wanted to use this little camera. I'm going to layer this word strip right over the top of it. It's sort of wonky. Put this one down. It says, oh, I don't know what it says. Time for adventure. That is a photo of them in front of the sign for the hotel we were staying at. And then Finn riding the luggage cart like the spoiled little brat he is. I added this vacation to the top. I'm going to add more to that card title-wise. Really wanted to use this banner, but it was just too big for the photo, and I didn't have anywhere to put it. So I'm going to use something else instead. I'm going to use that space to journal. So I'm going to have this little itinerary tag. And create a couple little places to cluster. I'm going to use this little geo tag and this pattern strip. And of course I need to add adhesive to the tag, duh. There we go. Just a few little bits and pieces. I like the size of the 4x6 stickers because, or the 4x6 sticker sheets, because they're just a little bit small and they're perfect for pocket scrapbooking. So this says Go See Do, and I stuck it to the stamp block so that I could figure out where I wanted to put it specifically before I did. So I'm going to put it down here in this corner using tweezers to be super precise. I'm going to add this arrow to the inside of the camera lens. And this little chipboard card was the exact size that it is on the 3x4 card. So I just layered it over there just for a little bit of texture on the page. Add in some of these word strips I already pulled off. Put this one on here, and I don't love the way it ends up looking, so I think I want to rearrange things a little bit, but you know, once a sticker is on a photo, it is not coming off. So I'm just going to mess around a little bit and see if I can make it work. I like things to be layered. That's just how it is. So the spacing between those two stickers bugged me a bit. I want to add a couple little clusters to all the things. So I just add a few more circles there to match the circles down in the bottom corner too. I'm going to add a banner up here, and then I immediately want to move it over to the other side. And no, it's stuck there forever, so I just commit and go with it. Need to do the same for that other photo, the other 3x4 photo. I thought maybe I could rearrange and it would look better, and I do leave it for like this for a minute, but then I just put it all back. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to. But it is such a fiddly, fussy little detail that only I am ever going to care about, so not too concerned. So I put that on there and it says go, and then I realized that it says Go See Do right above it, and so I'm like, oh, that has to go back. Whoops. Oh god. So I'm going to add some letter stickers here. So it says Surprise Vacation, and I have to build an E out of an F, so that's what I'm doing right here, is adding a little bottom portion. And then I need something next to that surprise. So I add a little sticker that says, I think it says Itinerary, and so when I add a sticker that says Itinerary, I have to cover up the sticker, or the part of the tag below that says itinerary, so I put a little strip of pattern sticker over it and change it. But other than that, in the journaling I need to add, this layout is all done. So if you enjoyed it, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. And if you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. My handle is @TraciMReed. There's always a link in the description box below. And I would love to be besties over there as well. Finish up this, and we are good to go. Oh, fuss a little bit more, because that's what I do. All right, bye.